Hi YouTubers, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel, the world I live in, the Susan K world. We are still discussing the concept of homeschooling. Will you or will you not homeschool? What are the advantages and the disadvantages? How do people even start to homeschool their children? Well, we are back with Kent and Dora, and they take us deeper into homeschooling. So back to you, Dora. I want to know, what are some of the challenges you found as a mom who decided to homeschool their child or their children, from your relatives, from the community, from your friends? Didn't they ever think you had gone cuckoos or something like that? How has it been for you?
Yes, there've been challenges, from maids leaving to parents not understanding the path you've taken, to friends not understanding because you had this big job in the bank, then you quit it to sit home and school the kids. People not understanding of, why don't you take the kids to school? Schools are there for these children, and I have to go on and on explaining myself. In the first years, I had to do that, but later I gained the confidence by the Spirit of the Lord that this is my journey, these are my kids, I have to do this. Yes.
And you stuck to it.
And I stuck to it.
And you know, there is something that is very exciting. You spoke about your curriculum being spiritually based. By the way, that is something that is very powerful, and most of us don't really think about it. And I think because of the way our systems, generally all our education systems have been structured, first of all, they give a parent comfort, and they make us lazy as parents. They make us very lazy as parents, such that parents don't have enough time to give input into what their kids are actually studying. I actually recently, as I said, for me, my children go to international school. So with the lockdown, they continued with studies. So they've been at school all along. So this was the first time, the past 6 months have been the worst for me when it comes to schooling the kids, such that I reached a point whereby I had to pay my eldest son to help me with the girls.
Oh, you
why?
had to pay.
Yes, because they needed a tutor. And I not really a tutor per se, but they needed somebody to supervise. That is why you see, I was wondering, how do you guys even do it? Because I thought it had to be like a full-time job, which you guys are doing perfectly well. But I realized, as you said along, that you have to get in tutors at a certain point. Well, for them, they've been having Zoom classes. But you know, sometimes the internet is up and down. Then maybe they lose track. They want to go to the bedroom, pick something. So I realized that I needed somebody to be there. But the most important thing is that, going back to how parents actually just leave the school system to do everything for us, I realized it gave me the opportunity to look at what my children are doing. Now, being intentional about knowing what they're actually doing, I looked at my children's handwriting. One of the things that caught my eye was my children's handwriting. And I was so shocked that a child who is 8, a child who is 9, their handwriting is that. Okay, fine, I will give a plus to the traditional schools, maybe the school especially that I was in. They taught us how to write. Writing was a must. But again, I don't want to blame the school, I want to blame myself. Because as a parent, it was my responsibility to see that my child is actually not writing well and take it up with the school. And I wasn't doing that. And I believe that is something that so many parents actually have had to figure out during this time. Lockdown. Some parents have had to move their kids, take them to a friend to help them out. You realize, and actually with this, I appreciate teachers. I give it all up for you. You do a tremendous job. Changing that human being from that, what I could call naive person, though of course we know that inherently children know everything, but it's just that the teachers help them pull out. If they find the best teachers, they will help them to pull out that which is inbuilt. So I struggled, but it gave me an opportunity to know what my children are doing and also follow it up.
Actually, most parents were stuck as soon as whatever, schools were closed. I received calls from parents, can I bring my kids? Can I bring my kids? I'm like, but I'm not doing your system. I'm not doing your system. The most I can do is supervise. Yes, can you supervise? I'm like, no, I can't take on more numbers right now because it will interrupt my own schedule. Yeah, so it was a panic in every home.
Yeah, it has
what
been.
do we do with these people?
It has been a panic.
When I stopped homeschooling, I received a lot of criticism, starting with my own family. You know, my in-laws had an issue with it. They're like, the children are going to backslide, all that. You know, by the time you compare them to other children, they'll be like milestone apart, you know. And then I kept telling them, you see, the moment we jumped into the prophetic, you kind of know what is going to happen. I literally knew the system is going to fail. And I knew a time is going to come and it's going to be interrupted.
Yeah. And actually, that's the
and that's it played out.
And this
yes,
happens.
I kept telling them this is going to be interrupted. When I pulled my children out of school, I kept receiving calls from the teachers that the girls are good. Your girl is going to backslide. No, I kept telling me, your girls, please do not homeschool. Parents that have homeschooled always bring back their children to school, you know, and they have to go back a step, you know. But the fact that, one, not only had I pulled them out of school, but I had changed the curriculum too. So I did not want to look back. And I just decided to keep moving and keep following. But I thank God this COVID actually played out. Why? Because COVID opened their eyes to see, you know. I love the part where you mentioned parents not paying keen attention to what their children learn. Now, one of the things that I love with homeschool is you literally choose what your child feeds on, you know. And then there are those you're so involved. It's like a full-time job, but it's nice because for us it's a lifestyle. So it's I don't like it to be like this is school time, because if it's school time they'll get tired of home, you know, being home January to December and you're home, you know. But it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
And it's not interrupted. If we have a trip, we move with our books. We are the teachers, we move with our books.
That's the flexibility. Actually, that's the flexibility with homeschooling. You can travel with your kids.
Travel at
any time of the year, go anywhere, and you'll still. So it makes learning more fun.
And then it is so involving. And I'll give a scenario. Many times we'd learn about the game parks in Uganda. Then you learn about the rivers. You learn about the lakes. And then you'll get a trip once in the whole
in a year,
you know, in a year or in your whole, you know.
Okay.
And then that's when you
for
go,
the
you go and visit. Yes,
you do it like twice.
And then that's when you're going to visit. Maybe they'll choose one river Nile to represent all the other river Niles. Then they'll choose a forest to represent all the other forests. Now with homeschool, you literally drive to the place. The children are playing in water, and they're like, these are waterfalls, you know. And so it's involving. It is interesting. It is nice.
With homeschooling, the children are able to know that you can learn from anywhere. Unlike what we grew up knowing, that learning is only in school.
In a structured place,
you see.
School.
Yeah, so now when lockdown happened, kids are being given their books and they're wondering, but we don't learn from home. You know, why can't we close the books and do what we do at home? Watch TV, play, and
go visit.
So it was such a hard time for them to adapt to the fact that learning can happen at school, at home and at school.
Moreover,
yet for us, it's
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's night or morning. If I ask you to read a book and tell me about what you understand by the book, that's just it.
It will just be that.
Yes.
And then it also helps create a schedule. The children learn to they learn to
be their
monitor
own
themselves. So in the beginning, you have to be there because they have just started something new, so they need to be guided. But after a while, it's like going to a boarding school. The first time you go, it's a bit challenging. You know, you have to keep learning how to regulate your grab, your pocket money, but here, it's a lifestyle. So they are used. So when I'm home, life goes on. When I'm not home, life goes on. So they know when I wake up, the first thing I do is lay my bed, then I take a bath. After taking a bath, I have my prayer time, my meditation classes. So they know it, and it's like it's a lifestyle. Yeah,
that is quite interesting. So when you look at, given the experience of the lockdown, I don't know whether you had conversations with other parents, because honestly, the time I looked for you guys, my mind had started going into the arena of homeschooling my kids. I had started thinking about it. Where do you see homeschooling going? right now, with the conversations that you've had with people, the experiences that you have had personally, where do you see homeschooling going?
It's the future.
It's the future. Okay.
It's the way to go, because right now, I'm sure many parents are now weighing the costs, how much they incurred with the homeschooling, whether online or with tutors. I'm sure they're now weighing the cost. And then also the exposure the children get in these normal schools or public schools. The kids have been really hedged or protected from that as they were at home. Parents will realize that their kids are more confident now as they were learning from home. Because while at school, a certain child will put you down, or a teacher will not even pick you when you have an idea to speak. But right now, kids that have been doing their learning from home, I'm sure parents are able to realize that they're very confident. Very confident. The research and the way they're looking for information has gone at another level. I mean, now homes have internet. Those were things that were never found at home.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Many people now have internet
Wi-Fi in their houses,
yes,
which was like such a futuristic idea going on. But right now, homeschooling is going to be is going to be the path that most parents I know are going to take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I see is when your child is in the hands of the public schools, or let me say international schools, they are literally, it's like you're borrowing a child, or you know, they are not yours.
The time they come home is very short.
They are not yours, because ideally you have very little time to to input into their lives, into their life. By the time they grow up, you're seeing a new person totally, and you don't realize it in the journey. You realize it when they have grown. They will either take after you, or they will pick up totally different characters. And then it appears like the norm of the day. You know, we are different. My girl loves this one loves this, but she picked up that character from somewhere along the way. So it's like your children are literally not yours. They belong to the government. Yeah.
Now that takes me to, as we come to the end, that takes me to the point that when you homeschool your kids, aren't you cutting them off of friends? How do they get to play with their friends, meet up with friends? Aren't you cocooning them into your family setting, especially if you're tutoring your kids by yourself in your home? It's not in a certain environment, but they're just by themselves. How do you help them develop now that social bit, develop friendships and build other relationships? How do you do that? How do you catch up on that?
They actually have all that.
They have all that.
They have all
so
of
how,
it.
how do you do that? How do they do that?
The difference is class time is home, and the rest are in school. It's just like having one child in this school, another is in the other school. Yes, but ideally, the moment the others are out of school, they are together. They interact. So weekends they are together.
Okay.
You know, then they have those the pools. They are isolated on their pools. The activities, they are with other children. It's just mainly the learning that is in the home.
That is at home, where you feel you have control on what your children are being fed on. Well, there we have it. Homeschooling. Will you or will you not go for it? It has its own advantages, but you should gear up for yourself and be ready to do it, because it comes with many challenges. But if you ready yourself, then it is very, very, very manageable. And as they say, it is the way for us to go.
Yes.
It's cost effective. A parent has time to spend with their children, more time to spend with their children, and you get to develop skills that your children would have otherwise not developed from out there. So I would like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, comment as you wait for our next videos. Bye-bye.